Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to do a deep dive.
Ooh, a deep dive.
Yeah, into Joseph Nguyen's book.
Okay.
Don't Believe Everything You Think.
I like that title.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
And, a lot of our listeners are guys
Right.
looking for ways to improve their mental health.
For sure.
And it seems like today,
Yeah.
there's a lot of pressure on men.
Absolutely.
So we're going to look at
Yeah.
how this book can help men in particular.
Okay, great.
So one of the things Nguyen says is
Yeah.
that the things that happen to us,
Well,
the actual events,
right.
aren't the root of our suffering.
Interesting.
So you're saying like it's not the job?
Well, it's not the job, but
It's not the argument with my partner.
right, it's not the event itself.
Yeah.
It's actually how we think about the event.
So two guys
Yeah.
could go through a breakup
Right.
and one's like totally fine.
Yeah.
And the other is like,
A wreck.
yeah, because of their thinking.
Exactly. It's like, imagine two guys are sitting in a coffee shop. One guy's having a total meltdown,
Okay.
and the other guy's just chill.
Yeah.
Same coffee shop, same everything,
Right.
but totally different experiences.
Wow.
And it all comes down to their thinking.
So have you ever noticed that in your own life?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Maybe at work?
Especially at work.
Yeah. Or in your relationships
Yeah.
that,
The same situation.
it's the same situation.
But how you react to it makes all the difference.
Totally.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of that myself.
I think we all have.
Yeah. Like overthinking,
Overthinking, for sure.
making things bigger in my head than they actually are.
Yeah, making a mountain out of a molehill.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
So Nguyen, he talks about
he does. He dives into...
this key difference between thoughts and thinking.
Yes.
And I think that's a game changer.
It is, especially for men.
Yeah.
Because we're often...
We're always trying to
We're conditioned to...
problem solve.
Problem solve, exactly.
Figure things out.
Fix it.
Yeah.
And that can lead to overthinking.
So tell me more about this difference between
Okay, so
thoughts and thinking.
Nguyen uses this thought experiment
Yeah.
about your dream income
Okay.
and how would you feel if you had your dream income?
Like if I was making
Yeah, if you were making...
like $1 million a year or something.
Yeah, or whatever your dream income is.
Right.
And he says, think about that thought.
Uh,
Just that thought popping into your head.
Right.
That thought is neutral.
Okay.
It's just a thought.
Right.
But then we start thinking,
Uh-huh.
oh, but how am I going to make that happen?
Yeah.
I'm not good enough. I don't have the skills.
Or what if I make it and then I lose it?
Exactly. What if I lose it?
Right.
What if I'm not happy?
So it's that
That's the thinking.
that engagement with the thought
Yes.
that causes the problem.
Exactly.
And men are often taught to,
Yeah.
we're taught to
Overanalyze.
overanalyze, control everything.
I try to control everything. And that just fuels the cycle.
So it's not about suppressing the thoughts.
It's not about suppressing it.
It's about becoming aware
being aware.
of that thinking process.
Okay. And just noticing it.
Noticing it.
Yeah. Not letting it run the show.
Right.
So it's like
It's
thoughts are the ingredients.
yeah, they're
And thinking is how we use them.
Exactly.
Sometimes we create a masterpiece.
Sometimes we create a masterpiece.
Sometimes we burn dinner.
And sometimes we burn dinner.
Right.
Right.
And Nguyen says that
He says
our natural state
is
actually
actually one of peace,
He's...
love, and joy.
Wow.
But all that thinking,
Yeah.
it disconnects us from that.
Think about a time when you felt pure joy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was landing that promotion.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it was holding your newborn child.
Okay.
Maybe it was just a moment of complete connection. Yeah.
With someone you love.
Beautiful.
Chances are you weren't really thinking much at all.
No, not at all.
You were just present,
You were just present in the moment.
experiencing it fully.
Yeah.
And for a lot of men,
Yeah.
that feeling of pure joy
Mm-hmm.
can be hard to access
It can.
because we're told
Because we're told to
push down
push down those emotions.
those soft emotions,
Ah.
be strong, stoic all the time.
But those positive feelings. This is where it gets really fascinating.
okay.
Nguyen talks about these three principles
Oh, yeah. The three principles
for human experience.
of human experience.
Uh,
Tell me about them.
He calls them universal mind,
Universal mind. Okay.
consciousness,
Okay.
and thought.
Okay. I'm following you.
So
Okay.
think of universal mind,
Okay.
like pure intelligence, pure intelligence,
The source of everything.
the source of everything.
Consciousness
Uh-huh.
is our awareness,
Okay.
our ability to
Oh.
tap into that source.
Right.
And thoughts are like
Right.
the raw material
Got it. Okay.
that our minds work with.
The raw material.
Right. And the problem isn't the thoughts themselves.
Right.
It's when our thinking gets in the way of that connection to the universal mind.
We create this illusion of separateness.
Yeah.
Right.
When really we're all connected to something much bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely.
So if the root of the problem is thinking, how do we actually stop doing it?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right. Winds are going nonstop.
They are. It's like
trying to hold back a tidal wave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nguyen has a great analogy for this.
Oh, I love his analogies.
Yeah.
What is it?
Imagine a glass of muddy water. All right, muddy water.
You don't force the dirt to settle.
You don't. You just
let it be.
Let it be.
And eventually the water clears.
It clears on its own.
Our minds work the same way.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We don't have to force ourselves to stop thinking.
Right.
We just become aware of it.
We become aware of the thinking.
And give it space.
Give it space.
And it naturally settles.
Like we're so used to struggling against the current.
Yeah.
But what if we just let go and float for a while?
That's where the peace comes in.
That's where the peace comes in.
So we don't have to, force it.
No, you don't force it.
We just allow that clarity.
Yeah, you just allow it.
This makes a lot of sense.
Good.
But I'm also thinking about the whole emotion thing.
Right.
As men, we're told to, suppress our emotions.
Right. Man up.
Yeah. Man up.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
How does that fit in with all this?
That's a great question. And I think a lot of men struggle with that because we're told to push those feelings down.
Right.
But that can actually backfire.
So you're not saying we should just
no,
let it all hang out all the time.
Not let it all hang out.
There's times when we need to
right.
Keep our cool.
Keep your cool, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's about finding that balance.
Okay.
Because Nguyen says our emotions are like messengers. They're trying to tell us something.
Okay.
It's like a check engine light
in
your car.
Right.
Doesn't mean your car's totaled.
Right.
But it means you need to pay attention.
So instead of ignoring it,
we
need to pause and figure out what it's telling us.
Yeah, what's this feeling trying to tell me? Yeah. What thought or belief is triggering this reaction?
It's about getting curious about it. Rather than just shutting it down.
Exactly.
So all this ties back to creating that space.
Creating space.
Right.
That space for the peace.
The space for peace and clarity. Yeah.
To come through.
And I think this can be really liberating for men.
Oh, how so?
Because we're taught to be problem solvers.
Right. Always in control.
Always in control.
Yeah.
But sometimes the best solution is to just let go.
Let go of the need to control.
Let go of the struggle.
It's almost like surrendering to something bigger.
Surrendering to something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's where we can tap into a deeper level of wisdom.
Okay.
It's already there, waiting for us.
So it's not like we have to go find it.
No, it's not about finding it.
It's already there.
It's already there.
We just have to quiet the mind.
Quiet the mind.
And listen.
This all sounds great.
It is great.
But are there any downsides?
That's a great question.
Yeah, could we become too detached or passive?
Too passive, you could.
If we're not careful.
Well, Nguyen talks about this in the book.
Right.
He says the peace and contentment of non-thinking can feel unfamiliar at first.
Unfamiliar.
Because we're so used to the drama.
We're so used to it.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know what to do with ourselves.
You don't know what to do with ourselves.
When we're not
busy.
Stressing out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So we almost create the drama.
We do. We create the drama.
Because it feels comfortable. Even though it's hurting us.
Even though it's not good for us.
Right. And this is where faith and trust come in.
Okay.
You have to surrender control. Embrace the unknown. And allow yourself to experience that peace.
That's already there.
That's always been there.
Underneath all that thinking.
Underneath all the thinking, yeah.
I think a lot of men.
Yeah.
Especially high achievers. They struggle with this idea of letting go. It's true.
They've built their identity around being in control. Being strong.
Being the strong one.
So letting go can feel terrifying.
It can be terrifying.
And that's why.
This is why this message is so important.
This message of non-thinking.
Yeah.
It's so transformative.
It's transformative for men.
Especially for men.
Because it challenges everything we've been taught.
About masculinity.
We're
told strength. Comes from control.
From
pushing down emotions.
Always
having the answer.
What
Nguyen's saying
He's saying true strength.
True strength comes from surrender.
It's about letting go of that need to control.
Letting go of the need to control.
Or embracing the unknown.
Embracing the unknown, yeah.
And it's not about...
It's not about being passive.
Becoming passive.
Right.
It's about...
It's about accessing a deeper level of wisdom.
And allowing life to unfold. Allowing life to unfold more effortlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Nguyen frames it.
Me too.
It's not about becoming like
right.
an emotionless robot. It's about tapping into.
It's about tapping into a deeper well of power.
That comes from within.
From within, exactly.
So how do we actually do this?
How do we do this?
How do we go from constantly analyzing, overthinking,
to actually letting go and surrendering?
Yeah, good question.
It's a process.
It's a process.
It takes practice.
Okay.
But there are tools that can help.
Like what?
One of the most powerful tools is mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Okay. For some guys listening, that might sound a little
woo-woo.
Woo-woo, yeah.
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 How would you explain mindfulness?
Mindfulness is simply paying attention to the present moment.
Okay.
Without judgment.
Okay.
It's about noticing your thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
Without getting swept away by them.
So instead of getting lost in that mental chatter,
we're just observing it.
Observing it, yeah.
Like watching clouds go by.
Like watching clouds go by.
Right.
And as you practice this, you start to create space.
Between yourself and your thoughts.
Between yourself and your thoughts.
Okay.
You realize you are not your thoughts.
You're not your thoughts.
You are the awareness that's observing them.
So that creates a sense of freedom.
It does create a sense of freedom.
Because if you're not your thoughts...
you don't have to be ruled by them.
Then you don't have to be ruled by them.
Exactly.
You can choose.
You can choose which thoughts to engage with, which ones to let go of.
So it's not about like getting rid of all thoughts.
No, it's not about getting rid of thoughts.
It's about choosing.
It's about choosing.
Which ones to engage with.
Exactly.
Which ones to let go of.
And as you get better at this, you start to experience more peace.
More peace.
More clarity and more joy.
So mindfulness, this is something men can do.
Absolutely, men can do this.
It's not just for like...
It's not just for...
you know, the ladies.
No, it's not just for the ladies.
It's not about incense and chanting.
No. It's not about incense and chanting.
Right.
Mindfulness is about paying attention.
Okay.
And there are tons of ways to do it.
Give me some examples.
You can meditate.
Okay.
Go for a walk in nature.
Okay.
Listen to music.
I like that one.
Play sports.
Okay.
Or even just focus on your breath.
Oh, okay.
For a few minutes.
So finding what works for you.
Finding what works for you.
What helps you quiet your mind.
Quiet the mind.
Okay.
And connect with that inner stillness.
And it's not about being perfect at it.
It's not about being perfect.
It's just about showing up.
Showing up consistently.
Consistently.
Even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
Even if it's just for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Because even small steps. Can make a big difference.
Can make a big difference over time.
Over time.
It's like building a muscle.
Okay.
The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes.
To access that state of peace.
To access that state of peace and clarity.
Yeah.
Even in challenging situations.
So we're not aiming to become like emotionless Zen masters.
Not Zen masters.
Who never get stressed or frustrated.
No. It's about learning to respond.
Learning to respond.
Do life's challenges with more wisdom.
With more wisdom.
Compassion.
And inner peace.
And this is something that can benefit every man.
Every man.
Regardless of
his background or beliefs.
This has been really eye-opening.
Good.
It feels like we're only...
I know, we're just scratching the surface.
Of
what Nguyen talks about.
Of what Nguyen talks about in his book.
Yeah.
But hopefully...
this
gives the listener a good starting point. A good starting point, for sure.
Yeah.
The key is to just start exploring these ideas. And see how they resonate with you.
There's one more thing from the book I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
Unconditional love.
Oh, yeah.
Nguyen talks about how powerful that is.
It is powerful.
For our mental health.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that a lot of men don't really understand.
They don't.
Or haven't really been taught to embrace.
I agree.
There's this idea that love has to be earned.
Right, like you have to prove yourself.
Yeah, or that it's weak.
Oh, yeah.
To be open with your emotion.
To be vulnerable.
Yeah, and that's where...
Nguyen's message
is so important.
He's so important.
He talks about how... True love.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Right.
It's not based on...
It's not based on conditions.
Conditions or expectations.
It's not about...
It's not about what someone does for you.
What someone does for you.
or how they make you feel.
Right. It's a way of being.
It's a way of seeing the world.
Yeah, it's rooted in...
That's rooted in...
acceptance and compassion.
And compassion.
But how do we actually cultivate this?
Well, he tells this great story in the book.
Oh, yeah.
About his girlfriend.
Okay.
And he noticed that she couldn't really explain why she loved him.
Okay.
Like, she couldn't give him a list of reasons.
Interesting.
He, on the other hand,
Yeah.
could give her a whole list.
Of why he loved her.
Of all the reasons why he loved her. And at first, that bothered him.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You don't have any specific reasons.
Don't you have to, like, have reasons?
But then he realized her love wasn't based on conditions.
Oh, wow.
She didn't love him because of his sense of humor or his intelligence.
It wasn't conditional.
It wasn't conditional.
She just loved him.
She just loved him, period.
And that was actually...
that's a much deeper...
and more powerful form of love.
Than that conditional love.
Than conditional love.
He was used to.
Exactly.
So it's like she wasn't...
She wasn't trying to fit him into a box.
Trying to fit him into a box.
Right.
Her love was just there.
Her love was just there.
Unwavering.
Unwavering.
And that's the kind of love.
That's the kind of love that Nguyen is talking about.
That accepts you fully.
Accepts you fully.
Flaws and all.
Flaws and all.
And I think this idea is so important for men.
Especially important for men.
Because so much of our identity is tied up in
what we achieve.
What we achieve.
How we perform.
How we perform.
Right.
We're constantly
striving.
Striving to prove ourselves.
To prove ourselves.
Measure up to some standard.
Well, measure up,
And that's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It's like we're always chasing something.
Always chasing something.
Never feeling good enough.
Never feeling good enough.
And when you experience unconditional love.
When you experience that.
Whether it's from a partner.
A partner, a friend.
A friend, a family member.
Family member.
Even from yourself.
Even from yourself.
You get permission to just be.
You can just be.
You can let go of the striving.
The striving.
The proving, the need to achieve.
That constant need to achieve.
And you can start to accept yourself.
Accept yourself as you are.
As you are, imperfections and all.
That's where the true peace is.
That's where the true peace and happiness is.
It's not in what we accomplish.
It's not in what we accomplish.
It's in who we are.
It's who we are at our core.
At our core.
Exactly.
This has been a really deep dive.
It has.
In Nguyen's book.
A deep dive.
And it's given us a lot to think about.
It has.
Especially for men.
Especially for men.
Looking to improve their mental well-being.
Their mental health.
It all starts with...
It all starts with understanding.
Understanding that...
Your thoughts aren't facts.
They're just thoughts.
They're just thoughts.
And you don't have to be ruled by them. You have a choice.
You can choose to let go.
You can let go of the thinking.
Of the thinking that's causing you suffering.
That's causing suffering.
You can tap into your intuition.
Tap into that intuition.
And connect with that deeper wisdom.
That deeper wisdom and love.
That's always within you.
Always within you.
It's a journey.
It is a journey.
But it's a journey worth taking.
It's a journey worth taking.
And the rewards are immeasurable.
They are.
More peace.
More peace.
More clarity.
More joy.
More joy.
And a deeper connection.
A deeper connection with yourself and the world around you.
To the guys listening out there.
Yeah.
Keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Keep practicing.
Keep practicing.
Keep trusting in yourself.
In yourself.
And in something bigger than yourself.
You are not alone on this path.
You are not alone.
There are millions of men out there.
Millions of men.
Who are waking up to their true potential.
Waking up.
Who are choosing peace over stress.
Choosing peace over stress.
Love over fear.
Love over fear.
And joy over suffering.
Joy over suffering.
Join us.
Join us.
Let's create a world.
Let's create a world.
Where men can thrive.
Where men can thrive.
Not just survive.
Not just survive.
That's it for this deep dive.
Another deep dive down.
We'll be back next time.
We'll be back.
With another exploration into
the world of ideas.
The world of ideas that matter.
That matter.
Until then.
Yeah.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
Keep seeking.
Keep seeking.
And keep growing.
And keep growing.
And most importantly.
Most important.
Don't believe everything you think.
Don't believe everything you think.